everyone, good morning. So in our last class we have discussed about the variance of stratified random sampling under optimum allocation. So we have seen a theorem for the condition that minimizing the variance for the fixed cost. So whenever you are minimizing the variance for the fixed cost, you will be getting Ni is proportional to NiSi by root Ci. So if it is under the optimum condition that, what is the first condition? Minimizing the variance for the fixed sample size n. So in that first case, we will get that Ni is proportional to, that is small ni is proportional to capital Ni, capital Si. Whereas for the second case, you will get Ni is proportional to NiSi by root Ci, since we will be considering the cost in the second condition. So we have seen till now the variance of stratified random sampling. So there will be two variants for the variance of the sample mean in stratified random sampling. One is under proportional allocation and another is under the optimum allocation. So today we are going to find the comparison between the simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So always while comparing any two methods, what we will do? We check the variances. So whichever method is having the least variance, that is considered as the more efficient method. So in simple random sampling also, to compare between the with replacement and without replacement, we have compared the variance and checked it out which variance is which value is having the less variance. So similarly like that, here we will be comparing the variance of sample mean of the simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So by comparing both, we will check which is the more efficient. And we should remember that under stratified random sampling, we will be having two variances of sample mean, that is under optimum allocation and under the first condition, that is proportional allocations. So we will be comparing the three variances under the comparison for simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So today we will see the comparison between simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So this is very important question from exam point of view. Very important question, that is comparison between the simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So this is theorem number 4. So theorem number 1 was sample mean is unbiased estimator for population mean. Second theorem was Ni is proportional to NiSi, that is for the fixed sample size n, finding the minimum variance. And third theorem was for the fixed cost, we are minimizing the variance. Now this is the fourth theorem in this unit, that is fourth theorem is the comparison between the simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling. So coming to the theorem statement, it is that with the usual notations, prove that variance of y bar st under optimum allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar st under proportional allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar n under random sampling. So this is the comparison we have to prove now, that variance of y bar st under optimum allocation. So always the optimum allocation variance will be very less compared to the proportional allocations. And when you compare proportional with random, the proportional will be less than the random. So we conclude that variance of y bar st under the optimum allocation is more efficient when compared to the proportional allocation and the simple random sampling. So this can also be written as variance of y bar n under random sampling is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under proportional allocation is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under the optimum allocation. So this is a statement for the comparison between simple random sampling and stratified random sampling. So coming to the proof, as we are comparing the three variances. So whenever we are comparing three variances, first we should know what are the values of the variances. So first we have to write the variance values of the random sampling, proportional allocation and optimum allocation. Now we know that variance of yn bar under simple random sampling is equals to 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into Si square. So this is the way Si, not Si, it is S square only. So this is the variance of simple random sampling, that is 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into S square. Now next we will write the variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation. Variance of y bar st under proportional allocation. So what is the variance formula? 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into summation I equals to 1 to n pi Si square. So this is the variance formula under the proportional allocation. We got this value after the theorem 1. We have proved the variance under proportional allocation. After getting the allocations of proportion and allocation of sample size, under that we have find the variance of sample mean under proportional allocations. So this value is from that. Next we will be writing the variance of y bar st under the optimum allocation. So under optimum allocation, what is the variance value? 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to k pi into Si whole square minus 1 by capital N summation over I pi Si square. So these are the variances values of the different sample means, that is under the random sample, under the proportional allocation and the optimum allocation. Now we have to compare here three things, under optimum, under proportional and random. So at a time we cannot compare three things. What we will do is first we will compare two things, that is we will compare simple random sampling with the proportional allocation. First we will compare simple random sampling with proportional allocation. Then after that we will be comparing the proportional with the optimum. So when we compare two things differently, we get a condition with the three variances. Now we will start with the comparison between simple random sampling and the proportional allocation. Simple random sampling. So first we will do simple random sampling versus proportional allocation. So here we are going to compare only the simple random sampling with the proportional allocation. Now we will consider here, the population mean square, under the stratified random sample, So population mean square means it is S square value, that is capital S square. We are considering the population mean square. So what is the s square value? S square equals to 1 by n minus 1 double summation I equals to 1 to k, j equals to 1 to n I, yij minus yn bar whole square. So this is the population mean square formula in the stratified random sampling. So after that what we do is, in this formula, inside the summation I am going to add and subtract yni bar. So what is yni bar? Yni bar is the mean of the ith stratum. So you get 1 by n minus 1 double summation over ij yij. So here I am going to add and subtract the yni bar. So first subtract yni bar plus yni bar minus capital Yn bar whole square. Now you take it this as two terms. This is first term and this one is the second term. If you observe, this is in the form of a plus b whole square. So expand it, you will get a square plus b square plus 2ab. And simultaneously multiply this double summation inside and send this n minus 1 to the left side. So that you will get n minus 1 into s square equals to, first multiply summations inside and expand in a plus b whole square also, you will be getting as double summation over ij yij minus yni bar whole square, that is a square, plus next b square, that is yni bar minus capital Yn bar, that is b square. So double summation over ij yni bar minus yn bar whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. So 2 into double summation over ij, you will be getting yij minus yni bar into yni bar minus yn bar. So this you have expanded. Next, in place of summations, you have to substitute some values. If you observe this term, double summation yij minus yn bar, what is the value of that one? So you might be knowing the s square value, si square value, right? What is si square? So here what is si square formula? Si square is the mean square of the ith stratum. So si square equals to 1 by ni minus 1 double summation over I and j, you will get yij minus mean of ith stratum yni bar whole square. So this is the formula for the si square. Now set this ni minus 1 to that side, you will get ni minus 1 into si square equals to this term as it is, that is double summation over I and j yij minus yni bar whole square. Now if you observe, you have the same this term here, that is double summation yij minus yni bar. So in place of that value, you can substitute ni minus 1 into si square. So substitute it, you will get n minus 1 s square as it is equals to, in place of this you will write ni minus 1 into si square plus, here if you observe only I terms are there, j terms are not there. What are the summation ranging from j equals to 1 to ni and I equals to 1 to k. Right, summation I equals to 1 to k as it is. Here we don't have any j summation values. So here we will be writing ni into yni minus yn bar whole square plus 0. This term will become 0. Why means, since consider the summation over I, yij, sorry, summation over j, yni bar minus yn bar. So you have to consider here over j, the first term, that is yij minus ynI bar. So expand this summation inside, we will get summation over j yij minus summation over j ynI bar. If you observe, what is the ith stratum mean value? 1 by ni summation over j yij. Now I want only summation yij value, so that I can write. So this is the value for yni bar. So what is yni bar? I want only summation of yij. Send ni to that side, you will get summation yij. So if you observe, in place of this value I can write ni into yni bar, ni into yni bar minus, here there are no I values, so summation over j equals to 1 to ni can be written as ni into yni bar. So these two terms get cancelled. So summation over j yij minus yni bar equals to 0. Since this term is 0, summation over j yij into yni bar is 0, this total term becomes 0. That's why we got this value 0. Now we'll see the next continuation. See what is the last value we got here? On the LHS we have n minus 1 into s square equals to ni minus 1 into si square plus summation over I equals to 1 to k ni into yni minus yn bar whole square. So this is the final term we got here. Next what we do is, now we consider that ni and n are sufficiently large. So if n and ni are sufficiently large, so if these values are very large, that assumes that n minus 1 is approximately equals to n, and similarly ni minus 1 is also approximately equals to ni. So in the above equation, in place of ni minus 1, I can write n, that is we are considering that n is sufficiently large, and in the similarly ni minus 1 I am writing as ni. So in the above equation, write it as n into s square equals to ni into si square plus summation over I equals to 1 to k ni into yni minus yn bar whole square. So up to this we have done this one. Next what we do is send this n to the right hand side, so that you will get s square equals to ni sorry, here I forgot to write the summation. Summation over I equals to 1 to k. So here also summation over I equals to 1 to k. Now sending this n to that side, we will get summation over I equals to 1 to k ni by n into si square plus summation over I equals to 1 to k ni minus n into yni minus yn bar whole square. Now we know that since pi equals to ni by n is the, what is pi? Weight of the ith stratum. Weight of the ith stratum. Now in place of ni by n, I can substitute pi, so that I get s square equals to summation over I equals to 1 to k pi si square plus summation over I equals to 1 to k pi into yni minus yn bar whole square. Now we got the s square value. This s square value, now what we are doing in the first case, we are comparing simple random sampling with the proportional allocation. So we have considered the proportional allocation s square value. So we got this s square value. Since we are comparing it with the random sampling, so whatever the s square value we got, that s square value we are going to substitute in our simple random sampling variance. So in the starting, we have written variances, right? Variance of y bar and variance of y bar st under proportional, variance of y bar st under optimum. So from that, equation 1, that only means we have the value of the variance. So substitute s square value in above equation, s square value of above equation in variance of y bar n under random sampling. What is the variance of y bar n under random sampling? 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into s square. Variance of y bar n equals to 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into s square. Now substitute that s square value. Variance of y bar n equals to 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into s square. What is the s square value? Summation over I equals to 1 to k pi si square plus summation I equals to 1 to k pi into yn I minus yn bar whole square. Now multiply this term, that is 1 by n minus 1 by capital N, to the two terms separately. You will be getting variance of y bar n equals to 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into the first term, that is summation over I equals to 1 to k pi si square, plus now multiply it to the second term, you will get 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into summation over I equals to 1 to k pi into yni minus yn bar whole square. Now if you observe that, what is this formula? 1 by n minus 1 by capital N summation I equals to 1 to k pi si. Starting we have written variances, right? Keep that one as equation 1, all the three variances as equation 1. So from that equation 1, this is the variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation. So variance of y bar st under proportional allocation plus this term as is. Now how we got this term? Since from equation 1, there I didn't mention equation 1, you mentioned that equation 1, that is all three variances as equation 1. So from this equation 1, variance of y bar st under proportional allocation equals to 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into summation pi si square. Now what is the condition we got? Variance of y bar n equals to variance of proportional allocation plus some value. It is some value, right? When it is all the positive values only. So if you have suppose phi equals to 3 plus 2. So what can we say? That phi is greater than 3, or you can say 3 is less than 5. Similarly like that, here variance of y bar n equals to variance of y bar st plus some value. So this indicates that variance of y bar n is greater than variance of y bar st under proportional allocation, or you can write it as variance of y bar st under proportional is less than variance of y bar n. Now write that condition. So which implies that variance of y bar n is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation, or you can write it as variance of y bar st under proportional allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar n under random sampling. So this is, you keep it as equation 2. Equation 1 is your variances or the three variances value. This is the second equation. Now we have compared the simple random sampling with the proportional allocation. So we got that proportional allocation is having the less variance. So this proportional allocation, now we are going to compare with the optimum allocation. Now the second step, second case, we are going to compare Now the second case we are going to compare the optimum and proportional allocations. Optimum and proportional allocations. So to compare this optimum allocation and the proportional allocations, first I am considering that, so we are going to consider that variance of y bar st under proportional allocation minus variance of y bar st under optimum allocation. So first consider this value, that is the difference between the proportional allocation and the optimum allocation. Now substitute from the equation 1, substitute the variance of y bar st under proportional allocation and the optimum allocation values. What is variance of y bar st under proportional allocation? 1 by n minus 1 by capital N into summation I equals to 1 to n pi si square minus what is variance of y bar st under optimum allocation? 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to k pi si whole square plus 1 by capital N summation I equals to 1 to k pi si square. So this is the value of 1 by n, values of the optimum allocation and the proportional allocations. Now multiply that minus inside, this is minus. Now multiply minus inside, you will get, multiply these two terms also, that is 1 by n summation over I pi si square and minus 1 by n summation pi si square. Similarly, minus 1 by n summation over I equals to 1 to k pi si whole square minus into minus plus 1 by n summation over I pi si square. If you observe, these two terms are similar, that is 1 by n summation pi si square and minus 1 by n summation pi si square. So these two terms get cancelled, and if you observe from these two terms, I can take 1 by n common. So 1 by n, take it as common, you will get summation over I pi si square minus summation over I equals to 1 to k pi si whole square. So if you observe, this is in the form of 1 by n summation pi si square minus summation pi si whole square. So these all are the positive terms, right? So these are all the positive terms, so that means it is greater than or equals to 0. So since this value is greater than or equals to, what we have considered, variance of y bar st under proportional allocation minus variance of y bar st under optimum allocation is greater than or equals to 0. Send this minus term to right hand side, what we will get, variance of y bar st under proportional allocation is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under optimum allocation. So here proportional allocation is greater than the optimum allocation. This can also be written as variance of y bar st under optimum allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation. So this is the equation 2. Now what was our equation 1? In equation 1 we got it as variance of y bar n is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under proportional allocation. So this was our equation 1. Now compare equation 1 and 2. Compare equations 1 and 2. So if you compare this inequations, these inequations 1 and 2, what we will be getting? First in equation 1, what we have, variance of y bar n under random sampling is greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation. So in the second equation, what we have, this proportional allocation is greater than or equals to optimum allocation. Greater than or equals to variance of y bar st under optimum allocation. So we got that random sampling variance is more than the proportional allocation variance, which is again more than the optimum allocation variance. So since this can be written as variance of y bar st under the optimum allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar st under the proportional allocation is less than or equals to variance of y bar n under random sampling. So since variance of y bar st is having the less variance, this optimum allocation is considered to be more efficient. Since variance of y bar st under optimum allocation is minimum, the optimum allocation is more efficient than the proportional allocation and simple random sampling. So always when you consider simple random sampling and the stratified random sampling, the stratified random sampling is more efficient than the simple random sampling. And within the stratified random sampling also, optimum allocation is more efficient than the proportional allocation. Hence proved. So this is very important theorem. So in this theorem, first we are going to consider the 3 variances. After that, we are going to consider 2 cases. In the first case, we are going to compare the simple random sampling with the proportional allocation. In the second case, we are going to compare the proportional allocation and optimum allocation. The first case, you will be having little bit simplifications. Make sure you practice everything because it is very important theorem. So practice this theorem and write the notes.